ovation. Is that how you welcome our speaker? With the glory, the sound of ovation. And the glory and the sound of ovation. I like to give the opportunity to some of my followers who may want to be able to join us. That's what I'm trying to say about the YouTube live section. So some other persons are also enjoying the benefit. So just do like a minute. Okay. Sorry, bear with me. Sorry, just bear with me, please. And so please, I want you to start preparing your questions because there will be time to ask questions as regarding probably what will be taught here today and probably any other question you had in your mind, probably before. Just write them down on a piece of paper. You'll be given the opportunity to ask. And please get your pen, get your books ready because you will have a lot to write down. You will have a lot to jot down. And so everybody will distract you or distract anybody else. Thank you so much. Please pop up my slide. And it's an awesome opportunity for it. Like my daughter is a student of do the same umbrella but and then you. So I'll be sharing my part with you. And everything I'll be sharing with you today, your future will celebrate people. How many of us like to be well? I'm not surprised that it's not all that. But the truth is that people that are really not really, they may never agree that their behavior says so. That was a question from God. How many of you will be some of our hands down and you only see it just put it back? And those of you that have repeated it, it begins to push up to manifest what you have decided. So today I'm going to be talking about starting early, finishing well. Starting early and finishing well. Also, of 7 things with your future. The truth is, wealth is created. Wealth is not something you wish. Wealth is not something you will happen. Wealth is intentionally created. Those that are wealthy are not wealthy by themselves. It is possible to do crime, to do Yahoo, to do all those internet jobs and have money. At best, that would be called riches. That goes with fear. That goes with you always looking behind, always consuming you and all of that. The real wealth is securing us automatic planning and execution. So these 7 principles I'm going to be sharing with you are principles that have always worked and will always work. I've had the privilege of sharing some of these things, even with people like our own parents, working in oil companies, and some of them realize that we reported in some of these principles. And some of them are already approaching retirement. So at the time they are learning about these things, they are already regretting because nobody taught them why they were. So the most important thing you have in your hands today is the fact that you have a long time to start to implement. Let's quickly look at this question. Sorry, just sorry, please bear with me. Sometimes technology can be problematic. Don't worry, we'll get it done. This year, some persons to say the devil is a liar. The devil is not here. He has respect. When he sees people that have authority, that know their authority, he stays away. So it's not here. Okay, let's look at the power of starting on time. I have two questions there on that board. So one of them started to learn about wealth and started to invest at age 15. And the other person started at age 35. Who do you think will be wealthier in the long run? The one that started at age 15. That is the privilege you have. Because the most important thing to wealth creation is the fact that time compounds your investment. So for someone who is learning about this at age 30 and decides to begin to implement some of these things, and you who is getting to learn about it at age 11, age 15, age 17, if you start to implement it now, you have a longer time found your benefits. Good benefits you acquire in knowledge and good physical financial investments that you make. You know, when you are young, you may not have much money, but you have something more power, time, and energy. So part of what you will learn today is the fact that when you are taking on the post study, when you are deciding this is the course I want to study, you are indirectly deciding the industry in the economy where you want to work. And the industry of the economy where you operate determines how much money you get paid. That has nothing to do with God. I always encourage people to push success for the difficult subject. I'm going to most of you are failure. If I ask now, how many of us are doing social sciences? Can I see our hands up? How many of us are doing science subjects? How many of us are doing social science? Okay, so we have more science subjects. Is it because this corona is because of science subject? Because the truth is, most people go for social science. And their number one response is that science subjects are difficult. I mean, the truth is, in life, the difficult things have few people. And the easy things have a lot of people. And in the economics of demand and supply, when supply is higher than demand, what happens? When supply is higher than demand, what happens? Price will go down. But when demand is higher than supply, for instance, we have 3 doctors and we have 10 hospitals calling all the doctors. The doctor will say, oh, I would like to work in the hospital, but the other hospital is selling me for 500,000. What will you offer me? You say, no, doctor, you can come to my place, I'll give you 1 million. Because they are 10, and they are only doing doctors, they can price themselves. You know, but imagine if you have 200 doctors, 10 hospitals. You will say, pay me 500,000. You say, no, only give me 200. You are not looking, have other doctors that are looking to replace me. That's too much demand. There's so much supply more than demand. And the difficult things have less people going there. And that's the primary pathway to earning. Because when it comes to finances, there are 6 engagements every human being must have with money. Number 1 is earning. You must earn income. Number 2 is spending. Everybody spends money. Number 3 is saving. Number 4 is borrowing. If you have enough, you will learn to boost forward to borrow. How do we do that? Put some money in the bank. The bank accumulates those of us that have excess money in savings and give it to people that have business ideas who need money. We give them our money, collect interest from them, and share a little with us. But if you understand investment, you take that money, you invest it by yourself. You give out loan, you be the one lending. But if you don't have enough, you borrow. That's the 4th thing. Then the 5th is investment. Then the 6th is general wealth management. The most important in all of this is your earning capacity. Someone who earns $1 million a month is already starting ahead of someone who earns $100,000 a month. And how do you determine what you earn? Is by the course you study in school and the products or service that you give to humanity. The course you study in school will empower you to be able to deliver product and service to humanity. So when you are choosing your course and running to those ones that are simple, you are also telling yourself, give me more money, I can manage it. I'm going this route because of the particular people I'm talking to. But when you are choosing your course, you see people away from further easy. And you say that's what I want to do. You're also telling yourself, I'm ready to be among people that will be scarce commodities. Because when you get your earning rights, you are able to see people have a lot of out of 5 times you say, they will tell you the money is not good. And they are right. They make the choice when they are designing their pathway to the economy. I'm not going to use my mouth to like minimize any course you should study or should not study, because some of you may have made that decision already. But I'm telling you, there's an implication. Even the Bible said, narrow is the path, but broad is the way that leads to destruction. That narrow path is where scarcity is, and scarcity equals abundance. Hallelujah. All right, next slide. Okay, the first thing is the principle of investment. Someone called me one day and said, sir, I need $100,000 and I'm listening to you talk about investment. Please help me. What should I invest? I said the first thing you must invest in is the knowledge of investing. Meaning, take that money. Go and use it to buy books, courses, trainings that will teach you about investing. He was expecting me to tell me, take that money to go and buy this. When you sell it, you make this money. See, you that have the money and you don't know what to do with it, you call me. If I give you investment advice, I will charge you. That 100,000 you have is not even enough to pay for my advice. To talk to me for 1 hour, you say I have a business idea, sir. I just have a session with you. 1 hour, it's 100,000 for 1 hour for me to advise you. So if I take that 100,000 naira and I advise you on what to do, you don't have money to implement it. Why not use that money to go and learn what I know? So that the next time you want to invest, you know what to invest for. You don't need me. I said, so take that money and invest in yourself. So what am I telling all of us today? At this stage of your life, your best investment is investment you put on yourself. Investment you put on yourself. And that's why you must prioritize your education. You must prioritize your education by reading books, learning skills, developing your inner talents. Every one of us, just like when a mother gives birth to a baby, the baby coming from heaven comes with his or her food. How many of us know that? That's why medical doctors will tell you, if the baby for the first 6 months is breastfeeding, that food, God brought the food along with the baby. The same way God created all of us. What is supposed to make you wealthy, you already started. Another of us watch football. You have clubs and you follow. You see Ronaldo, you see Ronaldinho, you see the JJ pushers. I'm at old school, I don't watch current before, so I do not know some of these new names. When you see these people playing football, you look as if they are playing. You look as if they are having fun. You know what? They are having fun. They are making you happy. The world is watching them and they are being paid. You see Nathaniel Bassey takes the mic, sings, the world gets blessed, the world gets to pay you. The gifts you need to be great in life, God already put it in you. All you need is either a parent that know what they are doing, or you sit under a mentorship that help you discover and invest that gift so you will not struggle. Just imagine an eagle because they know what he has. He's trying to who will win that competition. Why? Because the fish is in its natural habitat. Fish doesn't need to take swimming lessons. The same way eagles don't need to go for flight studies. In nature is there to swim and to fly. The same way, one of the things we must live there with is God. Show me the reason you gave birth to me. And it gives the place inside of me that can make me great. If you keep praying that prayer every day, I guarantee you will be not looking for a job. You will not look for a job. Job opportunities to meet you. Why? Because there is a gift inside. One of the things you must learn today, the world is a technology-driven world. You cannot say what is technology thing. I don't really get like now. No, you cannot afford not to like it. It is the order of being in your time. Just like when we were growing up, the major thing you need to learn to do is to learn how to read and write. Today, if you can read and write and you cannot operate technological gadgets, you are still an illiterate. That's why today we have what we call digital literacy. Just like I am teaching you financial literacy. There are a lot of academically literate people that are financially illiterate. I just shared with you. I have this conversation sometimes with people working in oil companies, making a lot of money. They are approaching retirement, and when they hear some of these things, they are regretting. Because as they were earning, you will spend it. Did it implement the principle of saving? Did it implement the principle of lending? Sometimes when they even run out, because we work in big companies, bank loan. I worked in the bank before. Then small business owners will be in the bank looking for loan. My marketers will enter office there, fuel it, and try to big businesses and go and beg them to take loan. So because these guys are working in a good company, they always have money coming to them to borrow. So they live that life, and the end of their approaching retirement, they begin to realize, I've been living in a free house provided by the office. I have access to travel abroad every year. I have official car, they change my official car every 3 years. Take vacation. Now I'm about to retire. My salary is 750,000. That cannot buy me tickets to travel abroad. I've not built a house. I don't even have investment that will give me money. A lot of them immediately will retire before 2 years they are there. Because they do not learn some of these things they are getting to hear today. And the truth is, the fact that you are hearing it now doesn't mean you react to it. How many of you react to it? You can see for yourself, look back, you see that it's not everybody. Because some people are listening, they are not ready to act on it. You know, so no matter how good something is, it's not everybody that needs it. So next slide, God. Principle number 2 is to learn how money works. I have dabbled into it. What the majority of adults do is to just earn money and spend money. Earn money, spend money. They will tell you things like, what's the essence of working? Is it not to enjoy? But the truth is, at this early age of your life, it is criminal for you to earn and spend. Every money you earn, a substantial part of it must go into your future. For every money that enters your hands, there is your past inside, there is your present inside, there is your future. The Bible said, and he that giveth bread to the eater, the seed for seed, and seed to sow, and seed to the sower. So for every money that comes into your hand, there is a seed for the future. If you eat everything, you're already telling your future, when I get there, I don't need an internet. So it is possible to desire wealth and behave poverty. Wealth will not follow you because you desire it. Wealth will follow you because your behavior attracts it. So part of what I'm sharing with you are the behaviors that will attract wealth for you. So you must earn. I have emphasized a lot about what will help you to earn. I know some of you will say that I'm still very young. My parents are taking care of me. Even the pocket money that you get from your parents, even the money that gets used by your parents' friends, if you understand some of these principles, because to be there, I will share anything about my own children. My daughter will be 16 years tomorrow. The daughter will be 16 years tomorrow. She is the healthcare, right? And it's 15. She authored the book titled Read and Grow. What is she doing in the book? It was coming out of class consecutively. The strategies she used to read, to put them in the book. We, the parents, supported her and published that book. That is the seed that she has sown into the paper. 1,000 copies of that book is 2 million now. She will be 16 tomorrow. So don't think because you are young, you cannot earn money. You can't. Last long of the day, I took her to a place where she learned how to make it. She learned how to make it. I think they are the ones that are in school now going through their lectures for SSA and that. She's doing cake and taking to school, and my classmates are buying. It's already earning money. So you can't if you take these things serious. My last daughter sings. This is my second son. When it comes to technology, mathematics, and all of that, is something that is good at. I started a YouTube channel where we use animation to teach about money. The reason I don't want to give it over to him is because I want him to be a little bit more focused. Then my plan is the next holiday, is hearing me for the first time. I will give it that YouTube channel. I will buy the necessary AI tools that will support you to come up with videos every day. Before it's age 15, you'll be earning in dollars. You know, I told you, all you need is a parent that knows what they're doing, or a mentor to guide you. Every one of us at this stage can begin to earn money. So that's the first thing. The second, we must say, and I saw my daughter's WhatsApp conversation one day. After she went somewhere to speak, because of that, people are already now inviting her to come and speak and teach about her. She finished teaching like this, people came to her, took her phone number. I saw her WhatsApp number, she was having a chat with somebody. That person shared something that she sells online on Instagram. He said, please try to tonight. He said, okay, I will, maybe sometime in the future, because at the moment, my parents will not allow me to spend my money. One, stable. She knows that she has money. She knows how much she has. All of them know how much they have. But we don't have rights to spend at the moment because God has placed us in their lives to take responsibility and then compensate for that. They're already building something. I'm using them not to become an investor, but to make people that it is doable. That's why when I set up the community to teach about finance, I didn't only allow young people to join. I open it up to their parents because some of the things I'm teaching you now, even if you want to implement, you need the approval of your parents. Okay? If your parents do not see what you see, if they don't hear what you hear, if they don't approve what I'm saying now, it becomes a challenge. You know, that's why some of you must find a way to connect with us and connect your parents to some of these knowledge so that it becomes easier for you to implement. Because the truth is, your parents are doing everything they are doing. They want you to be well, but they can't do what they know. They can only do the ones they know. So, by exposing them to this knowledge, you are helping yourself. Then investing is making your money work. And it is not possible to be wealthy only by earning money. If you only earn money and spend, you are working like this. How many people can work like this and not work? Very few. And if you check these people, maybe they are amputated, but they have crutches and stuff like that. But earning and investing is the only thing that makes you do it. Earning, investing. Earning, investing. If you are not investing, you are only earning. It's a matter of time when you still be broke. When you hear them mention the richest people in the world, they are not mentioning people and the biggest salaries. They will tell you they have estimated net worth of based on their investment in various companies. You see, so investing is okay. In simple definition, business is anything you do to generate money. Either you deploy your energy to work for somebody, the person pays you by that, you are just showing your time and your energy in exchange for money. Or you deploy your energy to develop a product or a service and sell it to people. That's business. Anything you do that makes money come to you is a business. Investment is anything you want does to attract return. So when it comes to investment, you are not physically involved. You are not, that's why they call it passive income. You are not actively involved and the money is working. Sometimes the money works harder. The money works harder even than you that is going to work. So it's only through investment that you do. I've talked about two things now. The first is investment in yourself, developing yourself. Because every other decision that will be taken as it relates to your finance will be taken by who? Will be taken by who? By you. So what if you don't have the rationale for taking the decision? Will be taken by you. So the most important investment is investment in knowledge. Because that knowledge will guide every other thing you do. So let's go to the next slide. Then the third principle is for you to start earning early. Start to earn early. Some of the examples I gave in the other one, talking about what I'm doing in my children, are things that every one of us can work on. So what you to do is spend a lot of time on social media, consuming what your mates are doing. So sell items. A lot of us know Dangote today as a very wealthy. But history had that Dangote is from the wealthy background. But while he was still young, they said Dangote would go outside and buy packets of sweets and give it to the house helps in their house and say sell them and back the money with profits. How many of us know $10? $10 is one of the billionaires in Nigeria. $10 at some point was working with his father. They even said when he was young, people that come to visit his father, $10 would call their names and ask them to pay. Do you know what it is when you come to visit? And I said, welcome. This is my son. You would like to put your name to and you pay him. Whether you want to patronize him or you want to just respect me, you give him you bring that on and just shine your leg. Even if he's asking for 500, you give him 5,000. That's how he started to generate. And the most important thing was that he was writing it down. The dates, the amount, he was writing it down. When you take a lot of time to work for it, at some point, he told his father, I said, that is not paying me salary. Salary is too small. He says, see what I will do. I want to handle sales and marketing. Everything I said, that's a business man. A broke-minded person will say, pay me salary. At least my salary of 150, 200 is guaranteed. But I say I should go and sell now. Anything I say, you give me commission. What if I don't ask? That is how a poor person thinks. But when we began to sell, we started to earn almost times 10 of what we were earning as salary. That's how he gradually started his own business. And his own father gave him a loan and asked him to pay back with interest. If your uncle begin to steal you doing small trade, you are selling items, and you take things you are selling. What if I give you ₦1 million? You make more money. And he asks you to pay interest. Says, yeah, you get on. You know why he asked you to pay that you're supposed to pay? And how much interest? 1%. The idea was not the idea was he wanted you to work, knowing that this money has to come back. We have people that have people at work, and there are people sending from 1 million to start a business. 6 months time, they are down again. Send them another 500, 3 months time, they are down again. Because they say the money is from my brother, I don't need to pay back. You know, but when you have the mindset that you need to pay back, it makes you fixing the efforts. So set some and put the social media, make a social media account. Use it productively. There are things you can do. What is called the law of 1%. The law of 1% says if you know any topic, any subject, any life matter, 1% more than you are qualified to teach you. If you know any someone who has been very well in mathematics, what stops you from gathering your class, you teach them and charge them money? Or if I know maths, you know physics, I teach you maths, you teach me. If you don't know anything to teach me, I teach you to pay me 1,000. Someone is teaching my daughter on WhatsApp call. How many days a week? 4 days a week. I pay the person 30,000 naira a month. The guy used to spend transport and come to the house. I said, don't you ask. The transport you spend, I pay 30,000, maybe you use 15 or 20,000 to pay transport. Why not buy the internet? You have WhatsApp, you need to pay. Call her on WhatsApp. People spend 30 minutes, 1 hour. You say to the teacher, I save him money. There are things you already teach somebody else and charge them money. Don't be afraid. That's the only way people make money. Not from people who have problems. If you are sick, you want to die, doctor will not say, let me just help you. First thing before I take time. And you will see pain. The doctor will go out of church as a pastor. You see, don't work for free now. Are you not saving your soul? Life does not work like that. You know, do graphic design. Let's see if your love for the data is coming, don't use it to play. We tell your mom, I want to sit down with that guy that is fixing code. I want to learn how to fix code. I know people selling telephone access to student houses. Those people you see pushing people or some of them you see are people selling telephone access to parks that are building houses. You are waiting to renter and go to bank to pay 25,000 naira a month. Those people fixing phone, they sell one phone and make 100,000. Every business will become a part of one that's not the chips inside. Somebody buys a phone today, iPhone have a way of creating confusion for everybody. You buy iPhone 16 before you sleep and wake up, iPhone 16 is out. Before you manage 17, there will say 17 Pro Max. So people will buy and return and add money. They will sell and make more money. You are sitting down here, you are saying Nigeria is bad, the president. When it became Jonathan, the president, it became Tinubu, the president, it became Buhari, the president. Don't you see that before? Because those people can never change to the extent that your life will become better. When it was Jonathan, people were building houses and buying cars. You were one of those complaining. It became Buhari, others were still buying houses, you were still complaining. Now it's still after even if it's our being and it is still completed. Because no government is created to make your life better. We can make the environment conducive. Those who succeeded when the environment was bad will succeed more when the environment becomes better. So don't wait. The Bible says, he that waits for a perfect timing never gets anything done. So don't wait, start something today. Next. So let's look at these simple principles of saving. Write this down. When it comes to saving, the amount you save is second. The first thing at this stage of your life is to imbibe the principle. There is the principle of 70-20-3. It says every money that enters your hand, you are only permitted to spend 70% of that money. In fact, if you are a Christian, you are permitted to spend 50%. Because 10% should go back to your church as a way of telling God, I understand that you are the one that gave me this money. Then 20% is for what? Savings. And 10% to the future. Because you save and invest. If you only save and don't invest, that money is asleep. When you put your money at stake, it doesn't generate more money. It's when you invest the money. So because saving, the primary goal of saving is to ensure that when there is a need, you don't start running out of spending. So savings first of all will help you take care of emergencies. But there must be a tax that you are constantly putting somewhere that is generating more money. So that's where investment comes in. Just 17-20-10. I said if you are a believer, you pay tithes, you become 60. You become 60, 20, 10, and 10 for tithes. Next. Then this is another aspect I want to mention. Avoid lifestyle trap. Some of you want to hear what your mate is wearing. You want to live the lifestyle your friends are living. Your friend is coming from your house. The fire will drop in your eye in a car. You will come checking. Your friend will be spending money. That is like the change from what their father gave them. You will be looking for how to go and spend your father's capital because you measure up with your friend. Let me tell you one truth. The person from the is not necessarily going to be wealthier than the wealthy people. Most are wealthy. But that poor man that understands what poverty is doing to him, when you have the opportunity of learning this, and teach children. Somebody is hoping that because that wealthy person is intentional and understand that wealth does not move by osmosis. The fact that your father is wealthy doesn't mean you are wealthy. If you don't understand that, you'll be trying to measure up. I know people I used to wear the clothes, the leftover of their clothes is what they need to be to wear. Today, we are all equal. We are all doing well. The fact that I was wearing the leftover of their clothes doesn't mean that that's something they are doing better. Understand where we are and enjoy where we are without being ashamed. Don't try to measure up with people. See, when money arrives, poor people immediately buy clothes, phones, shoes, and gadgets. The wealthy people focus on assets, not appearances. Because you guys are young, this is not apply to you. I used to tell my older mentees, never allow people know how much you have than what you wear. When a wealthy man buys a car of 1 million, that man can afford a car of 3 million. When a wealthy man buys a car of 20 million, if you check properly, that man can afford a car of 90 million. But when a poor man has 10 million, if you buy a car of 9.5, you know what? He's trying to show that he's wealthy. A wealthy man knows that he's wealthy. He doesn't try to show it. I don't need to tell you that I'm a man. I know that I'm a man. When you are wealthy, you know it. It doesn't matter whether the next person knows it. How many of us have ever read that book, Rich Dad Poor Dad? Rich Dad Poor Dad. If you have not read it, we have these people in the WhatsApp. You don't. They register that. If you can pass a paper around, take their phone numbers on WhatsApp, create that group. I was thinking that there was two children that were being mentored by two fathers. The father of one was wealthy, the father of one was poor. The one that his father was poor, the two children came to meet him and said, some people come to school with Rolls Royce, with expensive cars. How come we are suffering? How come we are trekking to school? And the poor father told them, he said, if you want to learn about money, go and ask this other one's father. In your shop. But it's two of us that is trekking. He said, no. He said, me and your father have the same banker. The banker said your father is giving you 40. But at the time he was talking, both of them were living a poor life. They were both trekking. But the man was mental wealth. Then the man began to teach them. This is only that you will enjoy. That book will bring a lot of barriers for you. I have the soft copy. I'll forward it to you. We'll find a way to get it to you. But if you also follow me on social media, my social media handle will be shared and plans. If you follow me on social media, just ask for it, then I'll share it with you. So don't try to look rich. How many of us want to be rich? So you want to be rich, not to look rich. Because the difference is clear. The difference is huge. Some people are trying to look rich. You don't need to look rich if you are rich. I don't need to look like a man because I'm already a man. Say it. Next slide. Principle number 6, surround yourself with smart people. He that walks with the wise shall be wise. The companion of fools shall be destroyed. If you point your closest friends, I can determine your future. Just point to me, your closest friends. I will serve you for 1 week. I will tell you where you are. It's a simple principle that always works. I shared this a lot with many things. Every one of us can be sharpened by the relationship to people. There was a day I was going to have a speaking engagement. We were engaging me on another client. And the guy reached out to me. So he said, how much should we charge these people? I was still thinking, my charging fee to come and speak like this in a day for 1 hour or more in a day is 250,000. So I was still thinking, should I tell this guy 250? The guy just froze. I'm charging them from 700. I said, go ahead. That's exactly what I was just thinking. That guy is thinking faculty was higher. Do you know the guy eventually negotiated that they paid us 2 million? If he had asked me direct, I would have pushed for 2 weeks. That entire 4 days would have been 1 million. But because I'm engaging with someone who's thinking higher, we got 2 million for 4 days. So the people you mingle with matters. Wrong friends talk about parties, talk about gossip, they talk about fashion. But the right friend talk about business, they talk about the academics, they talk about ideas, and they talk about opportunities. You all will go together. If you follow those wrong friends, you will think and gradually begin to behave like them. So it's a very simple conversation. What is the dominant conversation amongst you and girls? If you are girls, you are always looking at the boys in the class and what they are doing, what they are not doing. You are guys, you are always looking at the girls, what they are doing and what they are not doing. Already distracted. Next slide, time is up. Almost up. Then the fifth principle, think like a creator. I said it a lot. When it comes to your social media engagement, what the social media platform has done is to create a platform, they call it premium. Premium, meaning you come to the social media platform for free to engage the content. So the social media guys take your time, write this down, mix, MEAT, write it down, up, N for money, E for energy, A for attention, C for time. These are the four currencies of today's reality. N for money, E for energy, A for attention, and T for time. These are the four currencies of today's reality. So what the social media guys have done, that they created their social media platform. I take my time. I develop content, which is product and service. I push it out for free. You take your time. You go to the same social media platform. You consume it. Social media take adverts and put it inside the content. Collect money from the person advertising. They share a part with me that created the content, and they give you something that watch the content. So while you are consuming, social media is making money and the creator is making money. You are spending money buying data, spending your energy, spending your time, and paying attention to what others are doing. So how do you flip it from being a consumer to being a creator? Get online, teach something. My experience today at school, put it online. The truth is, once you begin to think from this perspective, God will give you something you need. God will give you something you need. And you begin to do anything you know how to do. You are qualified to teach another person. Create you to sell something, teach something, solve the problem. Money flows to problem solver. Next slide. This is the simple word formula. Learn a skill, invest in yourself, earn income, start making money early, save money, use the 70-20-10 rule, invest wisely, make money work for you, and quit good words, do consistently over time. This is the challenge I'm leaving for you. Answer these three questions. What skill will you learn this year? What skill will you learn this year? You may not have the answer to me. Take it home and keep thinking about it. Secondly, how will you start earning money? Because the benefit of all of this conversation is only available when you apply. That you have heard now doesn't mean you have learned. What you have done now, you've accumulated information. Learning happens when you begin to put this information to work. When you put the information to work, your brain begins to develop new neural pathways. That's why when you want to start driving, when you are driving, you put all your attention on the gear and everything. Your brain is still trying to understand the concept. Once your brain understands it, you can be driving and not even the same the gear you don't be going. Once you bring it, when you learn, you begin to do automatically. So now what you have done, you've accumulated information. It's only when you put it to work and your brain adapts to the process of doing that you will say you are relaxed. Don't think of having a lot of money to save. Just start implementing the principle of saving. And God will take it off from there. Next, your age is not your limitation. Your mindset is. Your age is not your limitation. Your mindset is. So that's my social media, all social media platforms, my social media handles at your style. Thank you. If you have questions, you can please take them. Thank you. All right. Please, let's have that last slide from the last slide, please. How many of us are here with our phone? If you're on Facebook, Instagram, and on other social media platform, let me see your hand, please. So please, this is the social media handle at Osayi. Just follow now. Just follow now. Bring out your phone, sit there with your phone. You can't see it. Should I spell it? At TRESKARO. TRESKARO. And so please, I tell you the truth that you will learn a lot. I personally, I have learned from a distance, and I can tell you, one of the things we've been taught is the principle of saving. And our wonderful speaker also has a book titled The Morning Devotion. And when I read that book, one of the things I learned is, what was it called now? Auto saving, that you can have a bank account and you can meet the bankers or whatever and tell them that probably every week or every month you want to be deducting this amount of money into another account that you do not have access to for the purpose of saving. Because there are times that it might be difficult for you to just use your own hand to transfer the money or remove it. So the bank will take it by themselves when it is the time you give to them. And so even for me personally, that is one of the things that helped me. So I have to go and open many other accounts, freeze all of them, and tell the bank that by month ending, transfer money from here to there. And I can tell you that they will say, the money where you save will always save you. Tell your neighbor to save me. And so do we have any questions now before we continue? And then we'll let our speaker go. If you have learned a lot, let's see your hand now. All right. So there is something you do not yet understand or have full clarity of. Now is the time for you to ask the question. If you have to write it down, write it down. If you have to ask verbally, then you also have the opportunity. But to be quiet is something that will not be beneficial to you at all. And so if you want to ask questions, you can write it on a piece of paper and then pass it over to somebody, or you can just simply stand up by asking a direct question. Anybody? The question in your heart, ask it. Nobody will bite you. The ground will not open and swallow you. Right.
So that thank you, sir, for teaching me. He said that we should surround ourselves with people that are smart. We should surround ourselves with smart people. All of those people that are not really doing well, but they want to try. Do we neglect them or we should go with them?
Yes, it's not your responsibility to neglect them. The same way you are trying to connect to smart people, people who are smarter than are also trying to connect to you. While you are learning, you can also be helped. You see it? So don't neglect people because they are not smart. But if, as you are trying to change, some people are insisting that all of us must remain here, you are at liberty to.
So I want to speak in a case where you have this talent. You have this talent to something that you are not making money from now, but you know that maybe if you really work with this later. But you know that if you work with the talent later, you are going to get money. And you are doing it now, but you're not doing it, but you're not.
Let me say something about that. For a lot of time, we do something we are passionate about. Please, think about it. What can you just mention that?
The incorporation.
You can make good money from poets. If you are not making money, stay do that it. And if you use the social media platform to put your poetry out, first of all, if it is good, people are consuming it, you have to pay. And one day, someone will support it. You will just find yourself having to do the poetry work to the world bank. So have those pictures in your heart and give the best now. But of course, because poetry does not necessarily give you money, that will not be the reason you're doing that. You must engage your active time doing something that gives you money. Thank you.
Now, what if you have that talent to showcase, but your parents not allow? What do you do?
Your parents will always find something out. If the talent doesn't pay now, like just I'm sending you to school to go and do engineering. I'm telling you, you want to come and do poetry. But poetry itself is not bad. See, so it's a matter of you getting your parents to understand. The only time your parents should be against it, if what you said you want to do that you like, it's not coaching or your education or some of those things that have a guarantee. I just told you, I developed a social media on a YouTube channel that I did not do to me because I don't want it to be bad. You see, so your parents can be against something, but it's always for you. If you're able to prove to them that they want me to do where I can allow me, and you are coming out with me. For instance, my daughter that is 16 years old, which I can 11, is next to me to her, I got that before. You know why? She has proven to me that she's disciplined. She has a time where she put the phone off. She wrote her book. So I'm seeing things that making me happy. So thinking out those things, I know that they do not become millions. You see, so just it's your responsibility to prove to your parents that the academics you want me to do, I will put in my best. But that thing that I love, don't stop me. I can do it. It's only when that thing is not stopping me from the academics that we not start.
All right, so we have a question that says, what if you're already equipped with a skill, but do not have the necessary funds to proceed? What if you are already equipped with a skill, but do not have the necessary funds to proceed?
With technology, it's getting cheaper by the day. If you notice, those people that ask us now, they say, let's break it down. If you say you have a skill, you don't have the equipment to proceed. The best way to answer the question is to say this. If you have followed me for a long while, I'm one of those people that will tell you that there are so much money looking for businesses to support that there are businesses prepared to access funds. One of the first books I wrote is Funding Your Business Idea. I have had business on a document, not yet started, receiving funds. So when people say I have a skill, I don't have the fund, it's not always entirely correct. Because it's what is called sweat equity. When you put in your sweat, you take the skill to a level that become attractive for people to fund it. You know, so such a person will need to open up and look at the skill. I will just say the few things you can put in place. And people will come and follow you. If it is funded, it's not all things that are funded. Some of us have business ideas that does not really make a lot of sense in the market. That at best would be something that would be an NGO. Because the fact that what you want to do is good doesn't mean that you attract money. That's why some good things are done as not for profits. If you must make profit, it must be something that the market needs. So those are the balance you bring to that.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. My question is, what is the mindset of weight and how does it work?
One of the first disposition of wealth is the fact that nothing finishes. When we talk about the abundant mindset, that's the mindset. Not necessarily that you have plenty money. If you are coming to this place now, and inside your bag, you have a pack of tire like 100. If you see somebody who's in need of tire, what will you do? You will give or you will sell, but you will make it available. So if you have that same mindset, you see that you always have a disposition of giving. That's the abundant mindset. You always have a disposition of giving. This poverty mindset is always thinking of this. The Bible said it is more blessed to give than to receive. That's to tell you, the most blessed people don't give testimonies. Who give testimony in church? Is it not people that receive? I was broke. I was just praying. God, where will my next food come? Somebody just knock on my door. Talk, and just give me part of rice. Praise the Lord. The person that gave you the rice will not testify. But the Bible said it's more blessed to give. So it's the blessed people that make testimony out. So if you have that mindset, for instance, if I'm in any place, I see somebody doing something, my disposition is not fighting to get. You go to a party, they are sharing food. The one with the wealth mindset, you sit down, they give you the thing, if they don't give you the how much is that 2,000? If the food doesn't get it, they are going to buy it. Then the poor person, come with a cheap, and is fighting for the food. So, wealth mindset, poverty mindset, we see in one, try to always be the other one fighting to be the survivor. So the wealthy mindset, that's why these people are always prospering. You know why? The Bible says, because that we made on it, and he said there will be a blessing from God and man to him who serves. So when someone took his skills, when you package this water and he's selling it to us, God blesses the person. He bless the person with money, the person with money. The poor person is thinking of how many cartons of water they have. They're waiting to follow the charge. No, don't you want me not follow the class. He's thinking of how to take it. Somebody is saying, oh, without water to get it, enough. Let me have one more. Who has a wealth mindset? The second person. I think that's the best one.
Question is talent more better than career?
Talent and career. The truth is, talent is what God gives you to bless the world. You can create a career out of your talent. A footballer has the talent of playing football, and he now plays football to become a star. Then some persons can abandon their talents and say, oil company they pay well, I want to go and study petroleum engineering. And he finishes, there are 300 that are finished for petroleum engineering. And the companies are available. You will see somebody that studied agriculture because his father's friend is the president. They will take him to the oil company who that studied petroleum engineering in one primary school. And meanwhile, you had a talent in your related. So for me personally, develop your talent. The most successful people are people that take their talent. You know, as opposed to someone who abandons his talent and trying to right?
All right, so this question says, what if you have a single talent or don't know how to start? What do I do?
You don't know how to start. Where's your parents? Where's your parents? If your parents can't help you, look for mentors. It's because they are actually with my phone now. Otherwise, I would have played my daughter's song. She wakes up in the morning and she starts singing it. Why should singing on our phone, we record it, and I call a producer, I say, we are producing. I pay. That's the essence of the parents or a mentor. That's not for you to do. So that's why sometimes when I do some of these sessions, I want the parents of the system. There was a day my daughter was talking about her group, everybody was clapping for her, and they looked to the side, they said, "Sir, whatever you are talking about." But the parents, you don't help her to come. So parenting is part of your responsibility as a parent for those of us that are parents here to see what your children are doing and help them to do it. You see it. So that's my advice. You can seek for mentors. And you can also carry your phone, face yourself, and see.
All right, sir. The next question says, watching video on social media that relates to the things you are learning, is it a waste of resources, data, and money?
Not at all. But you also be careful because the thing is, one of the bad things that come with so many information is the possibility of what we call information overload. You can learn anything on YouTube, but the problem is that you learn you don't know where to start and where to stop. So what I will tell you, engage on those videos. You are investing in educating yourself, but immediately be implementing what you are learning. If you don't, you can fall into the trap of constantly learning. And you justify it with the fact that I'm learning is a part of what I want to do. So I'm learning. But learn, act on it, learn, act on it, so you can really start to see the results.
All right, so thank you, sir. He said, how do we discover our inner talents?
There are multiple ways to discover your inner talent. First, ask your creator. Ask your creator. If you have grown up to an extent, answer this question. If every job on earth pays the same salary, what would you like to do? Write it down. Don't try to answer it now. Take it to your prayer case. You have a place where you pray. Write it down. If every job on earth pays the same salary, what would you rather be doing? I don't really know how I forgot. I would have promised you. There's one of my book titled Get Employed. In chapter 1 of that book talks about my identity. Part of the things we learn in that identity is what of these things I just said. Then the next thing is take an audit of your skills and talents. There are things you enjoy doing and some other person can enjoy doing. Those are pointers to your inner beauty. For instance, when I answer that question, if every job pays the same salary, what would you rather be doing? That's when I realize I'd rather be teaching. And then ask myself, what would you rather love to teach? I like to talk about religion. I like to talk about God. I like to talk about business. And I like to talk about marriage. So I settle down on talking about business. So that's what guided me to that.
He says, okay, I think this one is the other one says, sir, you make mention of the harder subject pays more or something. What if the subject you want to go for is not hard, but you fit into it and you believe it can help you?
No, it doesn't have to be hard. Because what is hard for others will not be hard for you. For instance, this my boy like mathematics. While he was in primary school, he would join the sister in secondary school to study mathematics. So if I'm encouraging you to do hard subjects, mathematics is hard to a lot of people. It may not be hard to you. The idea here, the message in all of that is not to take the hard subject, is to go into areas people are already in. That's the idea. If majority is only to one side, do well to take the other side. Because majority will always pursue what is easy. Majority will always pursue what is needed. How many medical doctors do you know that don't have a job? Think proper. Think very well. How many medical doctors? They may not be working when they have not been working, but they are working in the hospital. But how many people do we know that studies political science, sociology? There are plenty everywhere without work. So the answer is clear. All right, thank you guys for having me. Let's celebrate the speaker. Before we allow speaker to speak, we have a little present for our speaker as a way of appreciating him for